Ever since the 1980s, my work as a director has been to engender theater groups. The groups survive, and survivability of theater groups depends wholly on their beginnings. Gershom in Lviv, Ukraine, is the most organic of the 5 groups whose birth I have had the honor to participate in and witness. Partly because the group existed before it was a group, and also because it all came about quite by accident. Gershom was the byproduct of a series of workshops given by the members of my current Paris-based group, SUBPOETICS International, when we came to Lviv in January 2016 to perform at the Ukranka Dramatic Theater in Lviv. When SUBPOETICS International was invited to perform, I decided this should be part of a bigger package, which included giving a workshop to young people in the theater. The organizers of the event knew of such a group. And indeed, I had met them before, since, from 2007, I have been conducting research on contemporary theater in Lviv. I speak of the students of Ola Stefan, who, when I met them, were in their 3rd year of theater studies at the Ivan Franko University. Over the last year, during the period of workshops in January, March, and June in Lviv, they were also in their 4th year. By the end of October, having just begun their 5th year, their workshop material was transformed into a performance, and 3 professionals joined the group. In November, the group Gershom premiered their performance Stranger in a Strange Land on a double bill with SUBPOETICS International's work No Man's Land in Opole, Poland, the first home of Jerzy Grotowski's Polish Theater Laboratory. During the entirety of 2016, as an ongoing workshop project of SUBPOETICS International, Gershom was housed in the giant and sadly crumbling former Red Army Theater Ukranka Dramatic Theater in Lviv. This was where they conducted all their student theater in their 4th year, and also where many worked part-time as actors and stagehands. In the Ukranka, so much theater occurs that these students were shuffled from one freezing room to another, often without electricity and never with sufficient space devoted to their own development as artists, even though it is said that they are the most gifted graduating class from the Ivan Franko program in years. During this, the 5th year of their studies, I now serve not only as the artistic director of Gershom, but also as the guest scholar directing their 5th year studies, in which we are doing Ukrainian translations of Clifford Odets dramas about immigrants in America, and as vigorously as the Ukranka Dramatic Theater did everything it could to support the excellent work of these young actors, no space was sufficient to the needs of the work, and working conditions were not amenable to these young adults. The conditions were so distracting from the work that, with help from members of the city's dance community and artisans, I was able to find the top floor of a former electronic medical equipment factory, now repurposed by local artists, called Zavodska Republic on Zavodska Street 31 in Lviv. In order to provide these young people with a space of their own, we rented and took over Zavodska Republic's 5th floor, largest room. The room, which had been unused since 1991, required immediate renovation, including a massive cleaning, installing a new wooden floor, new double windows in its large bank of 8 giant windows that provide a panoramic view of the city, weatherproofing those windows, painting and repairing the walls, wiring and installing 6 overhead work lamps, and also the best possible heating system. Our new space is more amenable to the public than the unwelcoming spaces available to Gershom at their university and the Ukranka Theater. The studio is large enough for public performances, physical training, project rehearsals, and provides enough space to hold 3 classes simultaneously. I believe these young people are worthy of our investment, all of us, because their theater is unlike anything any other group is doing, and it's motivated by love of humanity. My family are Galicia Jews who fled Ukraine in 1918, so this family history motivates me also. The studio is an oasis for Gershom. There is much more to do to make this space a legitimate theater and a home to a theater company. We need simple things like curtains, wardrobes, chairs of our own, not borrowed ones, actual theater lighting, cleaning supplies, and we must pay our electricity bills. Work in the theater space will include many new performance projects, and now is the time to get involved in this fully organic cultural space for youth. We've come a long way since January 2016, and Gershom is here to stay. Please support the work now in Lviv and look forward to seeing Gershom in your own city in the very near future.